to do their thing. So thank you all for listening to me. So.
My name is also Diana, and really that sucks. I also have had problems getting into classes. I'm trying to go back to school and get my math degree, and they've cut classes left and right, and I can't get in. And I haven't even begun my education yet to be able to do that. But I'm going to take a quote from Howard Zinn, who said, "It's not who's sitting in the White House, but who's sitting in." And I think this is representative.
I'm here repping SF State. You know, there's a few of us here tonight. And you know, I'm so inspired by this action because I'm pretty sure that this is like the first of its kind at a city college. And since this budget cut, since this budget cut stuff started, like, you know, like kicking up, this is one of the first actions at a city college. We've seen a lot of stuff at CSUs, at UCs, but city colleges are being hit too. They're getting their summer classes, their entire summer session has been cut, and it's just appalling. But I went Student Union Power at SF State. We started last year, we marched over here from SF State, and we converged at CCSF, we rallied here. And the reasoning behind that, a lot of people were like, you know, why don't you guys go to Sacramento? Why don't you guys write some petitions? And we're like, you know what, no. We see where our power is, and it's down 19th Avenue at CCSF, where our fellow students are at. And it's going to take the unity of all students across education to really fight these cuts, because we're not going to get anywhere from petitioning politicians. It's really beautiful to see a student movement that's flourishing here, because I think that this is indicative of what we really need to do in order to stop these budget cuts. You know, half of my family is from Greece, and I've been watching the past few days because they're going through a very similar situation that California is going through. They're in the worst economic condition than any country in the entire EU, right? And the EU is putting a lot of pressure on them. And they're saying, cut all your public sector workers' salaries 25%. Now, Greece standard of living is already very high, and that's a big cut. It's really like a crazy thing to ask, right? And just 2 days ago, there was a general strike, right? And I was watching BBC covering this strike, and the BBC, the reporters were going, you know, these Greeks, they just don't understand. They just don't understand the workings of our economy. You know, US is going through this, the UK is going through this. They understand, their workers understand that they have to take a little bit of pain because they need to sacrifice, right? And then they interviewed the workers who were on strike. And you know, the first worker said, he got up and he's like, this is a war on working people, and we will answer with war, okay? That was the first speaker. The second speaker goes, you know what? I'm not gonna take a cut in my pay because I didn't make this crisis, and it's not my fault. So I'm not gonna pay for this shit. And like, you know, and then the third person got up and said, I've learned that in my life, only struggle changes things. People have to get up out of their seats and struggle, because that's the only way we're gonna stop them from pulling an injustice on us. And I go, you know what? I think these people understand the workings of the economy very well, actually. They understand it very well. And the understanding is that when you give to them, you have to organize and realize that we're not asking them to change their priorities. They have their priorities already. It's a question of whether we're going to organize ourselves and confront them with the power. So Hey guys, my name is Maria Antonieta. You can call me Maria for short though. But there's a lot of people here right now. Let me get some of the adrenaline and put it in a little jar so I can look it up and take a little whiff of it whenever I need a whiff, you know? Because all this energy is pumping up in here, you know? It's feeling good to be right here and be part of this movement and being students, and to see all of you to be here, you know, because that's what it takes. If we want to get anything done, you got to do it yourselves. I don't know if your mom ever told you that. You know? So I want to begin by saying something that this one man that might have done one thing great, or maybe it could have not been all that great. But what he did say was, those who have the privilege to know have the responsibility to act. So what this is all about is just something that we have to do, because the reason that we are in the crisis that we are in today is because we stopped the struggle 2 generations ago. So when 2 generations fall asleep, look at what happens. We get this, okay? And so we've been hearing about budget cuts maybe since we were in grade 3, and I don't know about you, but I thought like, budget cuts, you know, who gives a damn? When I get to college, they'll take care of me. We won't even be hearing about those anymore. And I'm 23, and they're still going on. How much are they gonna keep on cutting? Because it's just like, damn, you got all that much that you're gonna keep on cutting that much? And so this is time. This is a moment of truth for us to realize that the only way that we're gonna make this happen is by every single one of us uniting, organizing, reading, meeting up, discussions. Because they're over there, they're not taking a day off. Like Pablo Rodriguez said, they're not taking a day off to figure out how they're gonna cut some more for us. And we're taking days off so we can smoke that joint, so we can drink that 40. I don't know what your thing is, you know, but we gotta take some time. If you wanna smoke that joint, man, get some talking done too. Don't mess around. You know? And then I just want for all of us to be aware that it's only us that can make this change. Because it's only us that can take that risk. Because it's only us that got our parents looking over our head. So it's only us that can start this fight. And when we go march down that street, go down to Sacramento, wherever it is that we're going, we're gonna have our parents right behind us. They're always gonna back us up. If they see the workers, if the workers see the students stepping up, everyone is gonna stand up right after that. No one's gonna sit down. So we gotta be right up at the front, and everyone will follow. And let's just, you know, let's not.
Eddie! Alright, what up? My name's Eddie Falcone. I've been a student here for like 3 years now. I study Spanish mainly. I'm in the Veterans Club as well as off campus, involved with the veterans community. I'm in Iraq Veterans Against the War. And so if you event, come see me. But anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I got here and stuff. I grew up in like LA, around LA, and it's I come from I'm a first generation American. My family's from Mexico. My sister and my dad didn't make it to college, God rest their souls. My mom did. She's on point. She got her citizenship and got a degree from City College and stuff. But anyway, it didn't look like I was going to college either. So I decided to go to the military to get some opportunity, because it's hard growing up in LA. Like I said, like if you're a person of color, got drugs, gangs, those guys chasing you over there. Anyway, so I decided to go in the military, and I went to the Air Force. I served for 4 years. I served 2 tours in Iraq and 2 tours in Afghanistan, and I went to the military to get money for school, to get my GI Bill, so I could come out. Right. I came here to San Francisco for this. I wanted to raise ruckus with y'all, by the way. So it's good that y'all are doing this. I'm really excited. It's good that this is popping on the campus right now. But yeah, so I went to the military to get the GI Bill, and then I come to school. And I mean, even last month, this is not on the budget cuts, this is on a federal level, but they didn't have the GI Bill checks ready for the vets that all came here. I mean, we got out of war. We gave blood, sweat, and tears to come to school, to advance ourselves in this social strata, whatever it is. And then we come here to school, and they're not giving us our checks. We can't survive. Not only that, they're cutting classes. We can't even get our education that we fought for to come here to get. So it affects everybody. It affects the workers. It affects the students. It affects everything, I mean, we got wars going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, not to mention how much money the U.S. gives to Israel to oppress Palestinians. So, that's y'all responsibility. You'll pay taxes, and I pay taxes too. So, y'all responsible for that in some way. And that's why we got to do shit like this, we got to let them know. And so, that... What's that? I love America because we're all Americans, right?
Damn right.
What gave us hip hop culture, right? So, but I just wanted to say I'm glad to see everybody here, and we do need to fight for this because it's a struggle going on, you know, and everything affects everything. The wars that are going on in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the funding going to oppress Palestinians is like, that's the reason why they're cutting our funds here. That's the reason why they're cutting the Muni line. That's the reason why they're raising the bar. That's the reason